Hi traders, thanks for stopping by thetradinganalyst.com. This is Taylor and we're going to take a look at the market here, starting off with the S&P 500, working our way through the Dow Jones and into the NASDAQ. And I'm going to give my analysis and my thought process, and you're going to walk away from this video with some newfound knowledge on technical analysis, as well as hopefully some profitable trade ideas based off of this analysis. But first, if you're not already a member at thetradinganalyst.com, go ahead and give us a visit on the homepage of the website and get to know us a little bit better. If you like the free videos and analysis that we give to you on a daily basis, it's nothing in comparison to the membership you get once you sign up with your premium membership at thetradinganalyst.com. Once you sign up with that premium membership, you're going to get instant access to the profitable trade alerts that our current members are getting and loving on a daily and weekly basis. It's a great opportunity, and we'd love to help you with your trading. All right, so let's take a look at some charts here. We're going to start off with the S&P 500. So, want to point out, we are at a big inflection point. All right, so kind of want to take a broad view, and then we're going to narrow it down to the more closer action. So you can see we've been in an uptrend here for quite some time. Beginning of this year, here's January of 2017. Got a bounce there off this trend line here, right there. Several bounces here, right here. And then you can see we broke that right here, okay? So trend line breaks to me are not an automatic short signal, especially since if we back it up here, going back even further, you can see that's where this trend line that I mentioned was, especially because if you look here, we have this other trend line that started in the beginning of 2016, so it's been going on for another year. We got to start here, bounce here, almost hit it here, and then right here, perfect bounce off that trend line right there, and we're still well above that trend line, all right? The other thing I want to mention too is right here we've been struggling with this 50-day moving average. So we broke it right here, and then as you can see, closed over it a little bit right here, but then after that we didn't close over it, all right? And we also have this little downtrend channel that we've been in here for several weeks. Now, today we made an interesting move, okay? And why do I say interesting? Well, we had a big gap down, and we had our chances to break down, but we did not break down, all right? And we can still head lower. We're still in this downtrend, okay? But if tomorrow sees some follow through, this could be the beginning of a nice little breakout here for the market. So tomorrow is going to be key. So what I want to point out is look at today's action, all right? You can see there was sideways trading. In a week tape, you can see we're in a little bit of a downtrend here just recently. Okay, I know we're in an uptrend for the last 2 years, but just talking about this short-term action here, you can see we've been in a downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, and we had this big gap down, but ended up closing green and closing that gap. So a very strong close. And the last time this happened, if we back it up, look over here. Same kind of thing. If you look right here, same kind of thing. In that little channel right there, all right? And you can see, obviously, we didn't go to the bottom end of that channel, but regardless, you can see this day right here, gap down, okay, underneath the 50-day moving average, and then ended up closing back above it to close green and to close that gap. Very, very similar action to the action we saw today. So for me, this is not a long signal just yet, but it's definitely got me on the edge here waiting to see if we get confirmation tomorrow. So if we get confirmation tomorrow, like we did over here on this day, that's going to be a nice signal here that we could be heading higher. So another thing I want to mention too is that if we do close higher than we did today, unless we just close higher by 1 cent, if we close higher tomorrow, that's going to be a breakout back over this downtrend line right here, and potentially even back over this trend line right there. And that's really what you want to focus on, is really, can we get follow through tomorrow? All right, so I'm going to cover the Dow Jones here, and same concept. We don't need to go over the entire chart, but really want to pay attention to this 218.65 level. You can clearly see we've got resistance here. So if we get a close over this level, or even just a little break higher tomorrow, to me, if we break 219.10 on the DIA, then to me that's a nice long signal. Target would be, there's still a gap to fill right here. That gap is at 220.47. So tomorrow, if we break out, that could be the first logical target. And of course, we've got resistance up here at 220.80. The next one we're going to take a look at is the NASDAQ. And I also want to cover, I've been mentioning what can happen if we bounce. We can definitely go either way. We're not out of the woods. We obviously still have this resistance here. Going back to the S&P 500, we still are in this little downtrend below the 50-day moving average, below this trend line as well. So we've still got a lot of work to do. But just kind of pointing out, if we get follow through tomorrow, then that's going to be a nice signal. So we're going to go to the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ here has a pretty clean level here for a resistance level here. And you can see, to me, if we break out over these highs tomorrow, to me, break out over about 143.50 is going to signal a nice breakout here for the NASDAQ. Again, we're still below this resistance, all right? Still below this resistance, so we're not out of the woods just yet. So you really want to pay attention. I'm not saying we are heading higher, but I am saying that if we do break out over these levels here, then we can see a nice breakout. Because to me, this looks like a big bull flag, all right? Big bull flag, all right? And I know that I have been, if you've been watching these videos or seeing my posts on StockTwits or Twitter, you know that I've been bearish for the last several weeks. And as you can see, that has been working here. But I'm seeing a few things here, other than just looking at these ETF index charts. I am seeing individual names that are showing some signs of life. Specifically, Google bounced to support today. Amazon had its chance to break down today. It gapped below support, huge support, and then ended up closing back above it. So to me, and Netflix as well had that look. And these are Facebook as well, if I didn't already mention that. These are big names. And then you got Apple, which broke out to, I believe, a new all-time high today. So we've got, some fuel there for a move higher. We've got some room to run, especially if these major individual names give us a bump higher. So I'm looking for, if we do get a close higher tomorrow or break over these levels here that I mentioned, I'm looking for a big start of a big move, another big move in the market. So thank you for stopping by and watching this video. Hopefully you learned a thing or two from this video and will take home some profitable trades from it. Again, if you're not already a member at thetradinganalyst.com, go ahead and sign up with the premium membership. Once you do so, you're going to gain instant access to the profitable trade alerts that our current members are getting on a daily basis. It's a great opportunity, and we'd love to help you with your trading.